Hi all, in this video I will try to understand different padas of Chitra. So if you observe the first pada of Chitra, it ranges from 23 degree 20 minutes to 26 degree 40 minutes of Virgo. That is the Chitra first pada. So this particular Chitra first pada, if a planet is present in Chitra first pada, it automatically falls in the sign of Leo in the Navamsha chart. So here a Chitra first pada is always about the perfectionism. So on a lower level, so the emphasis is mainly on the personal glamour. So here the emphasis is mainly on the personal glamour, right, in a lower level, but means up to the age of 25, these people may be very much interested in showing their glamour, means or they work on their own glamour, right, the outer glamour. But in a higher level, this indicates the self-growth. Means after the age of 25, they understand the materialistic things are very much temporary and they try to work on the self-growth. And after all, this Chitra nakshatra is about perfectionism. So when they don't have much maturity, of course they work on this particular lower level things, that is outer glamour, and they try to be perfect in that way. And once they have that kind of maturity, then they work on the self growth more, right? So self growth, perfectionism on the side of self. So this particular pada has a very strong ability to keep secrets. So very good at keeping the secrets. And what are the planets that are going to do very good in this particular pada? The planets are Sun, Mars, Mercury and Rahu, because you can see it falls in the Leo Navamsha, so Sun is going to be very good here. And Mars, because Chitra's own planet, the planetary lord is Mars, so Mars is going to do good here. And even Mercury, because it falls, Chitra first pada is in Virgo and Mercury is good in Virgo, right? It's even more, it's Mula Trikona house. Mercury is Mula Trikona as Virgo sign, and of course Virgo is also treated as in according to some Vedic texts or according to some Vedic literature, you can say, or Vedic astrology, I'm trying to tell you, Rahu's own sign, some people say Aquarius and some people also can say Virgo. So Rahu does very good in Virgo, right? So Rahu is very much comfortable in Chitra first pada as well. So it indicates a very high energy working for perfectionism. Rahu always indicates a very high energy, right? So it's very good here. Rahu in Chitra first is very good. And if you consider the Chitra second pada, it ranges from 26 degree 40 minutes of Virgo to 30 degrees of Virgo, and it falls in the Virgo Navamsha itself. So if a planet is present in Chitra 2 in your birth chart, in the Navamsha chart, it will go to Virgo sign. So the emphasis here is on order, arrangement, maternity and duality. So this is a very disciplined pada. Chitra 2 is a perfect discipline, right, which has to conclude whatever it begins. So this particular energy is something like whatever it initiates, it has the discipline till the end and it finishes it. Let us say it starts a work, Chitra 2 energy starts some work, it will stay there till its completion. Such discipline it can have, right? So Saturn, Mercury and Rahu are actually strong here. So clearly Mercury is good because that is where you can clearly understand its own sign. Virgo is Mula Trikona house, so Mercury is good here, and Rahu is good in Chitra 2 as well, right, because that kind of demonic discipline is very much required. And Saturn is also very good because Saturn represents your patience, your service, your working. Saturn is work. Work is Saturn, Saturn is work. So such a kind of disciplinary energy in the Chitra too is very good for Saturn. So the people can work very patiently, very nicely if they have Chitra too. So all the Saturn may make one excessively working on these things, right? But still it is very good. Saturn is nothing but the continuously working, right? Saturn is work. So even though Saturn is creating this kind of more work and more working nature, but still it is good, right? So the third pada, if you observe, is from 0 degree Libra to 3 degree 20 minutes of Libra, Chitra third pada. It falls in Libra Navamsha basically. If a planet is present in Chitra 3, then that planet will fall in the sign of Libra in the Navamsha chart. And of course this Libra Navamsha in the Navamsha chart, or wherever Libra is the Venusian energy. So the Chitra 3 on the material plane, the main focus is on relationships because Libra is starting here. Libra is all about relationship energy. Relationships, self-absorption and equilibrium, right? Because 7th house, the Libra energy is also related to the equilibrium energy, the Tula energy, right? So it's always about equilibrium. Even you can see the symbolism of Libra as with some equilibrium, right? So this is a very self-centric and at the same time social natured pada. It's very self-centered and at the same time give importance to the social behavior also. So this particular energy likes to rise in life through manipulating its social circle, right? So Chitra 3 is very much it is also a kind of intelligent pada because they try to use the social circle to achieve something, right? So on a higher level it likes to promote love and harmony, especially in relationships. And so in a higher level it is very good, means in the initial days of course they may try to use their own people, their own social circle people to achieve something, but in the higher level it's very good. They try to promote the relationships because they know on a higher level, in the sense they want to do everything positive, they want to do something good. So in that case this particular Chitra nakshatra third pada, which is the initial energy of Libra, is very good to promote the relationships. They promote the relationships, they promote love and harmony and everything. So here if you observe, planets here like to dazzle, because they want to express themselves in any of the ways. Even in the lower level, if they want to use the social circle, or in the higher level they want to promote the love relationship and then the harmony, whatever, everywhere you can find this particular nakshatra is very active and it is trying to do something. If you observe, it is trying to show itself, it is trying to dazzle basically. So Mercury, Venus and Saturn are very strong here. Mercury because this kind of social circle maintenance and all the things, the kind of communication here coming into the picture. So Mercury is very good, and Venus is very good because it is falling in the Libra Navamsha also, and even more it is in the birth chart also. Chitra 3 is in Libra itself, even in the Navamsha it is in Libra. And Saturn is also very good because it's related to the social circle, right? So that is the energy of Chitra 3. And if you observe Chitra 4, it ranges from 3 degree 20 minutes to 6 degree 40 minutes of Libra. It falls in Scorpio Navamsha. So if a planet is present in Chitra 4 in the birth chart, in the Navamsha chart it will go to the sign Scorpio. So this particular pada relates to the magical and mysterious side of Chitra. So more passion and secrecy is in display than what is usually associated with the sign Libra. Generally, Libra sign is all about relationships, understanding the relationships, understanding the social circle, and thereby utilizing that energy. It's a kind of marketing energy, but here this particular Chitra 4 is not like that. It is having some kind of secrecy. It is maintaining some kind of secrecy also, and you can clearly understand that energy by looking at them. They're maintaining something secretly, they're doing something secretly, right? So despite its non-acquisitive nature, planets here usually bring some kind of smoothness in regards to material affairs, you can say. So it is a very good pada for material affairs, because they know what to hide and what to reveal and that kind of stuff. But this kind of secrecy you can clearly understand, but it is a bit magical and mysterious. Basically the Chitra 4 itself is magical and mysterious, but it is good for their material affairs, because if you want to achieve something, you may need to hide something, you may need to manipulate a bit, right? So such kind of energy is needed for material success. So that is where Chitra 4 is coming. It's a kind of political, it's a politician's energy, you can say. More like Chitra 3. Chitra 3 is more like a politician, right? Chitra 4 is also to an extent. So here Venus, Saturn, Rahu and Ketu, they give very good results here. Venus is good because in the birth chart itself it is Libra, and of course in there it is going to be Scorpio in the Navamsha. And Saturn is very good because here utilizing the social circle and all the things, well, the material affairs, hiding the things. For that you need to work on these matters. So Saturn is also very good. Rahu and Ketu are exceptionally good here in the Chitra 4. So all types of craftsmen, if you talk about the professions of Chitra 4, Chitra energy, all Chitra energy. So any kind of artisan, any kind of sculpture, architect, designer, fashion designing, any kind of models, fashion industry, jewelry industry, a cosmetic industry, because the main functionality here is jewelry, is dazzling, is also artistic qualities, it's fashion designing, fashionable things, right? So all professions requiring special abilities and versatility, because they are perfectionists basically. Any profession that involves the perfectionism, Chitra energy is very much required. You can name anything, whatever, any kind of missionary, because Mars is the lord of this one. So as Mars is coming into the picture, even you can associate this nakshatra with missionary, because this missionary is also needed to do something, right, to articulate something. Missionary is needed, so they are very good with machines also. They can do very well with machines, because they are fundamentally they are perfectionists. So the places where this particular Chitra energy can find is wherever you see some great Indian temples, ancient Indian temple, or wherever you can find the artwork, great artwork like Taj Mahal or Eiffel Tower, you can say the Empire State Building, or whatever, you just name it. Wherever you find some, let us say you are finding a very good wardrobe somewhere, a very good table involving a lot of artwork or lot of, so let us say you observed a monument, you visited a monument where something excellent, something dazzling is, you are able to find it outer side, and inner side it is a bit mysterious, and that is where you can observe this kind of energy, the Chitra energy, right? So it is a tamasic nakshatra basically. You can clearly understand it's a tamasic nature. It is basically associated with Maya. The Chitra energy is associated with Maya, and So creating just for the sake of creating does not reflect a very enlightened state of mind. That is one important thing. Just creation is the main idea here. So if you keep on creating without understanding, without understanding the future complications or future implications of it, is also not so good. That is the negative side of Chitra energy. So they only concentrate upon the creational aspect and adding beautiness to it, adding perfection to it. It belongs to the fire element, as we discussed, because Mars is the main energy here. So it is a fiery energy, fully fiery energy. It is very active always. It's a demonic nakshatra. Basically, it is all, even the Puranic mythologies, the demons are seen as superior to gods and humans when it comes to manipulation of Maya, right? So creating illusions or any kind of fashioning structures and weapons is all related to demonic activities, creating Maya. So that is where this nakshatra is falling under demonic category. So that is one important thing. And if you observe, it is a balanced nakshatra because it has the discipline. Because if you want to achieve some perfection, of course, even if you're struggling, it doesn't mean everybody can achieve perfection after struggle, but this Chitra energy definitely will reach the perfection after a struggle. So definitely it is having some kind of balance. That's why finally it is achieving some perfection after struggle. So it's a balanced nakshatra, right? So Chitra is an absolute master in creating beauty through balance and harmony, discipline and perfection, you can say. So it is a soft, mild and tender nakshatra. So this comes, this is a bit surprising because it is very soft, because Mars is the lord of this particular nakshatra, but still this nakshatra is considered as a soft nakshatra, a tender nakshatra. So in Chitra, the Martian energy is used for constructive purposes, not for the destructive purposes, if you observe. That is where the softness is coming into the picture, right? So Chitra energy, even though it's Martian, it is not at all destructive, it is constructive. So half of the Chitra is in Libra, and Libra is a very diplomatic sign, they behave very diplomatically, and even if they don't want something, they tell it very nicely. They are very diplomatic, the Libra sign energy people. And here half of the Chitra is falling in the Libra, and of course the other half lies in the non-violent sign Virgo, and even the first half is in Virgo, which is a non-violent sign, and Libra is also a non-violent sign. Both are, so see the Chitra energy, it is clearly in the non-violent signs. So if you observe the lunar month and day of this one, the middle 9 days of the lunar month of Chaitra, they are actually falling in the month of April. Generally Chaitra is nothing but April. So Chaitra Masa, where the New Year celebration, April 13, 14, that time we celebrate New Year when sun enters Ashwini Nakshatra at the time. So we celebrate New Year in India. So middle 9 days of the lunar month Chaitra, in the Chaitra Masa consists of 30 days. Every Masa consists of 30 days. 15 days Shukla Paksha and the 15 days Krishna Paksha. So clearly the middle 9 days of the lunar month of Chaitra, that is it falls in the month of April, those are related to Chitra energy. So Chitra is also related to the second Tidhi, Dvitiya, right? So second tithi of any kind of waxing and waning phases of the monthly cycle, right? So second tithi, it is related to the second tithi, and the auspicious activities on the day of Chitra. That means when moon is in Chitra, we say, as on after your sunrise, just observe where moon is present. According to Vedic astrology, a day starts after sunrise. It doesn't start at 12 o'clock at midnight. It starts once the sun rises, and it again another day starts when sun rises on another day, right? So here the auspicious activities on the day of Chitra, when moon is in Chitra nakshatra, auspicious activities are health and body improvement measures. So buying new clothes and wearing them, fixing up the home designing, any activity related to arts and crafts, so creative activity in general, any type of mechanical activities, good for giving performances because it is all related to artistic work and showcasing stuff, that kind of energy. So putting on gemstones and jewelry for the first time, any kind of decorative activities, good for spiritual practices like visualizations, all issues relating to the opposite sex, so good for collecting herbs and preparing medicines, good for all activities requiring a kind of you can say elegance and personal charm, because this is all related to the artistic work, the beautiful work, a perfectionism, a creation. And the inauspicious activities on this day is unfavorable. It is very much unfavorable for a direct confrontation, because it's a very soft nakshatra. This direct confrontation is not at all good on the day of Chitra. Also for marriage it is not a good nakshatra. So on the day of Chitra, means when moon is in Chitra nakshatra, better you don't go for marriage on that day. Okay, so it is unfavorable for activities which require getting to the root of the things. It's not at all favorable, because see, on the day of Moola, generally people try to dig deeper and try to research on the stuff, right? Maybe it is very good on that day, and even on the Shatabhisha nakshatra day, you can do that, digging deeper and finding out the truth. Those days it's okay, but on the day of Chitra, it is not at all good. It is not at all good for researching activities, because it is only showing up whatever is beautiful, and and it is just hiding whatever is not beautiful and whatever is mysterious. It's all about Maya, the beautiful Maya. That's it. And you cannot understand how it is made up of, or how this particular thing is made up of. You just need to see and enjoy. That's it. You just need to enjoy it, and you cannot understand how it is made up of, right? How it is made, actually, you cannot understand that. So it's bad for any kind of investigative activities. It is bad for any kind of investigation, because here illusion is very strong, Maya is very strong. So bad for researching, bad for investigation, bad for marriage, bad for direct confrontation, right? Because it's not a direct thing. It is very Maya. It's a Maya. So the planetary ruler is Mars, and Mars is the energy required to fashion things the way we want them to. It would make things comfortable for these activities. So Mars is of course the powerhouse which runs Chitra's factory, you can say Chitra's this creation. So the Martian energy doesn't express itself in its natural confrontational way through Chitra, as it is actually very much controlled by Venus, especially in the Chitra 3-4. So Venus is also considered in ancient times because see, they had to provide one nakshatra for 3 nakshatras for every planetary lord, for every lord. So initially there was a very high discussion going on whether Chitra is to be given to Venus or not instead of Mars, because just imagine Chitra consists of all the Venus related qualities. Nowhere you can see Mars related energy here. Mars is all about the strength, energy, it is all about confronting someone, it is attacking someone, doing war with someone, this kind of thing. But Venus is all about the beauty. Venus is Maya, basically. It's related to beauty, bliss, Maya. So they try to give the Chitra nakshatra to Venus, but if you observe the other qualities of Chitra, that is hiding something, the secrecy, whenever the secrecy is coming into the picture, Mars is going to come into the picture, right? And also Chitra people are very much, they have lot of energy to complete the task, especially for that artwork. How much energy you need, how much you need a powerhouse in built, right? So that's where Mars energy is coming into the picture again. So they understood Mars is very much required here. So that's where, right, Mars was given the lordship. So Venus is often regarded as the secondary ruler of this particular nakshatra. So this particular view is of course partially correct, as Mars and Venus are complementary to each other more than anything else. Mars and Venus are completely complementary to each other. So together they are responsible for the productive process in the nature. As a creation, for creation you need a lot of energy. So that's where Mars energy is coming into the picture. And of course its ultimate result is it looks very beautiful. And there you can say it's Venus is the secondary ruler. So Chitra's creativity originates from Martian energy only, because that is the unlimited energy needed for the beautiful show off. So, and of course finally you will see Venus only. It's the only complicated nakshatra where you can see Venus from Martian energy, right? A lot of Martian energy, finally you see Venus, a beautiful thing. Perfectionism, beauty, beautiful, at the same time perfect. So Chitra is also related to in the higher levels, it is related to the refinement of the soul, a perfectionism attained by your soul. So, and one more thing we generally know, the fundamental thing in the astrology is Mars and Venus, if they are together, they promote sexuality basically. So here Mars and Venus energy is a bit more involved. So generally speaking, so Chitra is one of the most sexually alluring and active amongst the nakshatras. Chitra energy is good for the sexual things also. So Mercury comes into play in the first half of the Chitra because it is 1 and 2 padas are in the Virgo. So the Mercury-Mars combination, besides promoting the technical skills, what about the logical skills, the speech and different languages, different words and all these things, Mercury uses Mars energy to go into the exacting details of nature's functionings. So Mercury is the supervisor here on the Martian energy. So basically this Virgo, if the Chitra 1-2, they are very much interested in learning different languages also, because finally the supervisor is Mercury for the Chitra 1-2, because they are in Virgo sign. So there is a Rahu element also to this particular part of the zodiac, because Virgo's energy is very much, the Rahu is very much comfortable with Virgo energy. It's a similar energy. So as Rahu is also present, So it looks a bit complicated also. Chitra 1 2 is a bit complicated energy. So nature's secrets cannot be unraveled without Rahu's help. That Rahu's demonic nature is also required, right, to unravel the mysteries of the universe. So obviously Chitra 1 2 people are very good in, you know, in showing the perfectionism. So Mercury and Rahu always form a team when it comes to understanding the Maya, right? So Chitra 1 2 is all about technical skills. It's all about showing the perfectionism, more perfectionism compared to Chitra 3 4. Chitra 1 2 people are more perfectionists. So if your lagna is falling in Chitra 1 2, then yes, you are a very good perfectionist. More than Hasta lagna, more than Hasta ascendant. The Chitra ascendant is even more. They try to be very perfect. So that is one thing you can understand. And the sexual animal for Chitra is tiger. So this points towards an aggressive and dominant attitude in sexual activities. So Chitra, however, has a secrecy element attached to the sexual expression. It puts up a highly sexed or totally non-sexual image with equal ease, when the truth is always somewhere in between. So for this particular, so you can always observe the highly sexed and totally non-sexual image, right? So it puts somewhere in between. It's not like you cannot say Chitra people are not at all interested in sex, or you cannot say they are highly sexed. It's somewhere in between. You cannot say Chitra people are just like Bharani or Revati people, where highly sexual energy is involved. Bharani and, you know, Revati, not that much sexual like Bharani or Revati Lagna people, but at least the Chitra Lagna people are, at least the moon having in Chitra, or some planetary position which is very much stronger in the Chitra nakshatra, they are also having some sexual, very good sexual things going on. So Chitra is the architect of the universe. That is one important thing we need to understand, and it relates closely to Brahma also, because Brahma is the creator. So in fact, Vishwakarma, the ruling deity of Chitra, is one of Brahma's direct mid-born sons. You can say Vishwakarma is the son of Brahma, you can say. So Chitra conceals within itself the laws and arrangement of the universe on all planes of existence. The fact that it connects the signs Virgo and Libra reveals that Chitra is the bridge between compassion and harmony, right? So because Libra sign is always works for harmony. Harmony is relationships, better relationships. And what about Virgo? Virgo is service oriented. It is all about compassion. Virgo ascendant people are very compassionate, people say. So Chitra here acting as a bridge between compassion and harmony. So even though compassion is one of the divine virtues, it is often forgotten that only a proper use of compassion brings about balance, understanding and harmony. You can say that, right? So finally, by compassion you can achieve harmony. It is saying such kind of thing here through Chitra. And this is the 14th nakshatra, the number 14, which is the number of Chitra in the sequence of nakshatras, has similar connotations in numerology. Also, you can go with the numerology stuff, right? So in the Taurate readings also, this it is related to the temperance card, right? So that is where Chitra, the 14 number, the temperance and tarot reading. So the symbolism there depicts a winged angel mixing two heavenly fluids with one foot in water and one on dry land. So it's just like you can understand Chitra energy as it's a balancing. It's more like a balancing, right? So it is something like with compassion you can achieve harmony. So such kind of energy it is showing up. So perfectionism, and then creation, then achieving harmony by compassion. So these are all the energies you can connect with Chitra. So Chitra has the power to accumulate merit. Its symbolism has truth below and law above, right? And the truth is hidden always, but what is shown up is the law, is the beauty. You can say that. So Chitra gains honor and merit through its hard work done according to the universal laws only, right? So it follows the universal laws. That is one important thing here we can make. It follows dharma to an extent, for sure, right? Especially the Virgo part. It follows dharma, of course, to an extent, and finally it will try to achieve something great. It will show up that greatness, whatever you can call it, the output of that hard work, whatever in the spiritual words you can say it as a Maya, because it's the greatest thing that you can see, right? So that's why we say that kind of beauty as Maya. It's a Maya, right? Because you don't know how it is made up of, but the truth is it made up of it is made because of the continuous struggle, the constant hard work. Because of that only it is made. So this particular nakshatra is related to the sage Kratu, or one of the 7 celestial sages looking after the affairs of our galaxy. So the name of this sage translates into the inspirer, because they are the perfectionists. Any perfectionist actually inspires others. So it is appropriate that a creative and inspiring sage like Kratu should preside over the most creative among the nakshatras. That's why sage Kratu is placed here. And what could be the remedies if some planet is, if some bad planet is present in Chitra, Chitra energy is afflicted? That means you need to worship goddess Durga riding on tiger, Bhavani, Jagadamba, you can say. So it's the best way of getting the best out of Chitra. On a higher level, worship of these deities helps the Chitra people see through the illusions of Maya, an important step on the road to enlightenment. When you can see the Maya as Maya, then you are enlightened, of course, right? So if you see some of the famous personalities like Anna Nicole Smith, the famous model who inherited a fortune from her 90-year-old billionaire husband, has her moon placed in Chitra. You can have a number of examples. You can just check the Chitra people, right? There's so many great people. And Mahatma Gandhi, a famous Indian political crusader, was born with Chitra in the rising, means Chitra ascendant. So his life and works reveal the energetic aspect of Chitra. So in keeping with Chitra's natural tendency, he was a highly sexed person also in private life. Despite having an almost sexless saintly public personality, is a bit sexual also, but of course it's not a good idea to bring the greatest person of India, Mahatma Gandhi's this kind of things here. That is the thing. So Chitra ascendant, the energy. So he tries for the perfection, if you observe. right? So that's where he helped India to get freedom, great Mahatma Gandhi, right? So on a single note, you can say Chitra energy is it is dazzling, it is the Maya, it is a perfectionism, and it is all about working hard to get the perfectionism, struggling hard and finally show the perfectionism, and create, work and work and work. And it has the energy to complete the things. It can start the things and it can also complete the things. The kind of patience you can also observe here. It's a powerhouse. Chitra is a powerhouse. Chitra is artwork. It's jewelry. It's a perfect jewelry. It is you can see Chitra energy in ancient Indian temples. Vishwakarma is the Lord, right? So they maintain a kind of secrecy. They show the perfectionism outer side, but how they achieved it, nobody knows. It's a mysterious thing, just like our ancient Indian temples. Mysterious. Don't know how they built. You know, it's Maya because it's more than perfectionism. It's more than perfectionism. So you have no words. You just need to see and say, ah, that's it. And you don't know how it is made. It's completely secret. It's mysterious. So they are good in keeping the secrets and showing what is needed. You know, they are such balanced, perfectly balanced, perfectionists. A balanced perfectionists are Chitras, right? So this is about Chitra energy, and this is the final part of this particular Chitra video, and if there is anything I will try to add that as the final part. Thanks for watching this video.